Falkirk TV is proudly sponsored by GM Landscape UK.
A moment that's been 15 years in the making. Falkirk in the top flight once again, and a full Falkirk Stadium erupts as Brad Spencer leads out the Bairns as they look to make a dream start to their Premiership campaign. And there we go, the flag's been raised. It's party time here at the Falkirk Stadium, looking to get off to a dream start. Just an incredible achievement for Falkirk, being in the depth of League One, to rise up to the Premiership in such a small amount of time. And we're live as Esselink looks to send one forward over the top of McCann, and Ethan Ross tracking back, does really well just to outstring Sapworth and win Falkirk a throw-in.
Certainly I don't think Jim Goodwin's team are going to take their time in the midfield. They're going to try and get that ball as quickly as forward as possible to test guys like Leon McCann.
Tate plays it out to Ethan Ross. Good work from Falkirk as they look to jink inside. Ethan Ross on the ball, lays it back to Brad Spencer. Lovely ball out to Leon McCann. Can he get an early ball into the box? He does. Brian Graham! Calvin Miller picks up at the back post, puts it back in the box. Scott Arfield shouts for handball, nothing given, and Pan Kamara manages to clear. Almost a dream start for Falkirk, and just listen to that roar.
So I'd imagine there'll be a few options here, but certainly this is a decent position.
Yeah, we'll probably favour the right. Ball in the box, and Calvin Miller with the diving header, and it flashes wide of the post.
That was a fabulous chance. I think he was really unlucky actually.
I think Brian Graham just got a flick on it that actually took it away from Calvin Miller. And that's the best chance of the match so far. Yeah, it was Yovo that just got a flick off the header to take it away from Miller.
Yeah, I think he's unlucky. It's one of them, it's a hard chance to score that. I think you've just got to try and get your head on it and hope it goes in. I've actually been pretty impressed with the defenders so far. I like the look of Yovo, and actually Esselink as well has been decent. As I say that, I was hoping for a commentator's curse and they maybe fell over, but actually I've been pretty impressed.
And it was the goalkeeper, Yevgeny Kucherenko, living dangerously as Ethan Ross put the pressure on there. Unfortunately, Ethan Ross couldn't get any direction on closing that down, and it just drifted wide for a goal kick.
That was a decent moment again there, as I said, hoping for a commentator's curse praising their defence. That didn't look too great, to be fair. But actually I like the kind of profile of the player they've signed. You can see what Jim Goodwin's obviously looking for. He's wanting guys that are athletic and have got that ability.
Clear, but only as far as Spencer. But Pan Kamara intercepts. Sapsford plays it back for Kamara. Early ball in the box. Header from Max Waters down into the ground. Not enough power to really trouble Scott Bain, but Dundee United having their best chance off the match so far.
As we mentioned, I think the fact that we're nearly at the half-hour mark and that was the first kind of real chance for Dundee United probably says a lot about how well Falkirk have done so far, but that was decent play. I think Kamara's looked very good.
Flick on from Sapworth towards Waters, and his shot into the side netting. Max Waters really growing into this game now.
That was a bit more positive from United, yeah. That was another chat. You can see that he's probably got to that point now where he's thinking, you know, I'm just going to have an effort at goal. We've not really had much to go in here, but certainly it's give them something to give them a wee bit more confidence.
Esselink, Karetsis. Sibbald has made that run down the left-hand side. Craig Sibbald takes a touch inside, comes inside the box, checks back onto his left foot, cross the box, and there's the opening goal. Deflected up, and Max Waters, ball just fell so kindly for him, and he finishes past Scott Bain.
Cracking finish, you'd have to say. It's expertly taken. One of those moments that just get felt so comfortable for Falkirk. Dundee United passing the ball around the back line, pretty comfortable, but they go straight up the park. Craig Sibbald does well, and it's a fabulous finish in the end.
Craig Sibbald just flashing that ball across the box, and Henderson, I think it just comes off his shin rather than his boot. Falls perfectly for Max Waters to finish. And once you give a striker that time, it's a cracking volley. Nothing the goalkeeper can do about it. That's just unlucky from Falkirk.
I think it shows in those moments in the Premiership, if you make a mistake, you're going to get punished.
Brad Spencer delivers. Ball kind of breaks, and it's picked up in the end by goalkeeper Kucherenko. Hard to really tell what happened there. Let's see this better angle. Brian Graham just couldn't quite get any contact on the ball.
Do you know what's funny? It's a bit from the commentary position. It looked as if he was really close to getting the ball, but actually when you see the replay, he's not really anywhere near it. It was quite comfortable for the goalkeeper in the end, really.
Liam Henderson driving forward, looks to pick a run forward, and S-Link sends that straight up in the air. Shot from Scott Arfield, goes through a crowd of bodies and out for a goal kick. A mix up between Jovo and Kucherenko, almost making Dundee United pay there.
Yeah, that was a decent chance for Falkirk, and then the way it worked out, I can't believe that was the option they chose to get a head the ball. That was crazy, really, in that moment.
And that's half time at the Falkirk Stadium. It's Falkirk 0, Dundee United 1. Spencer driving forward, has options ahead of him, turns and plays to Tate. Looks for that initial long ball forward for Calvin Miller. Calvin Miller brings it down, puts one across goal, and it's well cleared. Excellent start from Falkirk straight away from the kickoff. Falkirk testing Dundee United's defence. Zach Sapworth does well, and Max Waters gets the better of Liam Henderson. Max Waters, you've got to credit Lewis Nielsen's defending there. Made the angle narrow. The shot came in, well held by Scott Bain.
No, he done well there again. It was one of those moments you probably hard to see, but actually he did just enough to put Waters off to get him in a position, but it's a much more difficult effort.
Looks to find Savelge. First time ball across for Sapworth. Shouts for a penalty kick, and it's a yellow card for simulation from Zach Sapworth. Henderson made the challenge. I don't think he made too much contact. I think that's the right decision from the referee.
Yeah, I think from first viewing for me as well, Josh, I thought that would have been extremely soft. I think Sapworth probably knows what he's doing there in terms of just trying to win something.
Down like a sack of tatties, as some would say.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to win a penalty for that. I mean, you can see that Liam Henderson obviously has got a hold of him, but there's absolutely nothing in it. It's just contact between two players, and I think it's the way he's went down and kind of made the most of it. That's made John Bean have to give a decision there.
It's the throwing yourself forward. There was no momentum of the contact from Henderson.
Luckily, it was a quick check. I don't think there was much to check there, to be honest.
Tate, lovely ball. Looking for the run of Adams, who gets there, takes it to the byline, keeps it in play. Keelan Adams, can he pick out a man? Feeds it across goal, sliced. Brad Spencer lays it off. That is a goal for Falkirk! It's Dylan Tate! And the crowd go wild! An unbelievable ball down the right hand side. Keelan Adams holds up the ball in the byline, plays it across goal. Brad Spencer cuts it back, and it's Dylan Tate high in the roof of the net. A wonderful finish, and Falkirk equalise.
Bright moment, Josh, and a cracking finish. I tell you what as well, Dylan Tate, he's a goal scorer this season. I mean, he's said a few times he wants to score more goals. What a finish.
An absolute rocket. Brad Spencer could have easily snatched at it there, but he laid it off, and Dylan Tate, with his weaker foot, you've got to credit Adams there for the assist, the pre-assist even. Coming across, Brad Spencer lays it off. That's a finish and a half from Dylan Tate. Falkirk will be absolutely delighted. John McGlynn's team talk must have hit the mark, as Falkirk have really looked a different side this second half so far. Tries a 1-2 with Nesbitt, cross falls politely for Calvin Miller, who gets the shot away. Good save from goalkeeper Adams. Good ball for Spencer, and Nesbitt goes long looking for Ethan Ross. Ethan Ross is brought down at the edge of the box, and that's a free kick and a yellow card for Yori Yovo.
Great play there.
Aidan Nesbitt with a really good challenge on the ball forward. Ethan Ross just getting his body behind the ball, taking the contact, and a real shooting opportunity now. And I know who's going to fancy this one. Ethan Ross, ball in hand. Ethan Ross steps back, bends it just over the top of the crossbar. I think it was too central to really trouble Kucherenko, but certainly a good effort on goal.
Yeah, you can see with the type of thing he's going for, but it just doesn't really come off for him, I think, in the end. It's actually probably well over and an easy enough one for
Lewis Nielsen rolls one out for Calvin Miller, who has got time to drive forward. Takes on Kritzes, cuts inside, plays one across. Ethan Ross, Ross McKeever, oh, that's an inch away. So unlucky for Ross McKeever. He took the touch, he came inside, he was patient, he saw his opportunity, and he almost caught out Kucherenko.
Decent effort there, Josh. You can see exactly what he's trying to do, reverse it into that far corner. Great play from Falkirk, nice one-touch football, doesn't work, they go back again, they start again, decent play. Nice.
Plays out from the back, S-Link. Being pressed and harried by Ross McKeever, but Kamara picks up the loose ball, driving forward, tries to slip one inside. Chance now, Dolcek finishes. Just read the break of the ball and managed to slot past Scott Bain. Well finished in the end, and Dundee United retake the lead.
Decent finish, but from Falkirk's point of view, you're probably not one to concede a goal in that situation. Just bounces about too much, a wee bit too much indecision from a couple of players, and it's a decent finish in the end to rifle it home.
Kamara just got lots of time there, and just say there that it's onside, just caught inside. Just that touch there. You're not wanting to take any chances with arms or on the body, and it's a good finish. Keelan Adams just caught out a little bit and on a yellow card. He wasn't really wanting to get too close and potentially risk getting himself sent off.
Yeah, it's a frustrating one, that, Josh. I think we spoke about Lewis Nielsen having a great game as well. Obviously kind of gets caught under his feet a wee bit.
McKeever does really well to win the ball. Ross McKeever plays it to Calvin Miller. Falkirk keep it alive. Keelan Adams puts one across in the box. Ethan Ross, yeah! And it's an instant reply! Ethan Ross gets on the end of a ball in the box, and I don't know if he knows too much about it, but it ends up in the back of the net. A deflection takes it past Kucherenko, and almost instantly Falkirk back in the game, 2-2.
I tell you what, for me the big moment there is Dylan Tate, excellent. It's a really difficult ball, but he does brilliantly get it back out wide again. It's excellent play.
Ross McKeever did so well. You thought the chance might have been gone, but he battled so hard to win that ball back. And as you say, and Calvin Miller's ball to Dylan Tate was miscontrolled, but Dylan Tate so strong to win that ball back. Huge chance for Falkirk to try and find a winner. Brad Spencer floats one in to the back post. Aidan Nesbitt, and it wasn't quite to be for Falkirk for 3 points today, but a share of the spoils at the Falkirk Stadium, full time. And it's Falkirk 2, Dundee United 2, Falkirk twice coming from behind to get back on level terms. An end-to-end thriller here in the end, and what can be a well-deserved point.
No, I think, listen, Josh, you mentioned it there, when you come from a goal down a couple of times, your first game in the Premiership against an opposition who finished extremely well last season, a European pedigree side, you take the point and move on. I think probably the main thing from this game for John McGlynn and his players will be they've learned a lot this afternoon about the fact that the Premiership really is a step up from the Championship. That was evident this afternoon, because I don't think Dundee United were actually at their best, but certainly in moments they showed the quality that Falkirk are going to face at this level. But listen, you take a point from the opening game.
Absolutely, and Falkirk certainly created chances. First half, Brian Graham had a few opportunities. Calvin Miller had that shot. Second half, Ross McKeever had that reverse shot. Agyeman couldn't quite get on the end of one. So plenty of chances for Falkirk, and they should take confidence going into future games, knowing that if they play how they played today, they're going to be in with a chance.
No, certainly. I think you see in moments what Falkirk can do. They've obviously got options off the bench. I mentioned the fact that the likes of Ross McKeever and Nathan Nesbitt came on and played really well. That's certainly going to give the manager a lot of options and things to think about. You can certainly see that Falkirk have got enough to get results in the Premiership, but over the course of a season, I think that there's still a lot that they're going to need to learn, and they're going to need to learn quickly. Certainly the 2 goals that they conceded, I think they'll be frustrated with. I don't think they were the best, and that shows you where they've got to improve. But listen, as I said, you come back from a goal down 2 times, you show that character and resolve that certainly something you can say about this Falkirk team, and they showed that again this afternoon.
Full time at the Falkirk Stadium. Falkirk 2, Dundee United 2. Fantastic drama. Good performance. Unlucky at spells. Falkirk certainly showing their worth being here. And that journey in the Premiership continues next week away to Livingston. A team that certainly Falkirk struggled with at times last year. But so much has changed. Step up in league, and hopefully a step up in result as well. But as for today, it's full time. Falkirk 2, Dundee United 2. Join us again next week for more Premiership action.